Hey everyone! Welcome back. I am back today with more Kamen Rider Saber, you guys. We're definitely just kind of in the final eps here, and we're really starting to see stuff escalate, I would say, towards the finale, so I cannot wait to see what's going to happen in this one. If you're joining me early today, you already know what that means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and as always, I am sending you up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description down below. And if you are joining me on YouTube today, I would so love it if you could please like this video and subscribe to my channel. So, yes, guys, last time we had things definitely, I think, picking up a little bit in terms of danger, what with what I like to refer to as Goth Storius, just really, I just feel like he's really like upped his evil levels now. And of course we would just have him. I knew as soon as they showed Luna like by herself in Tassel's little cottage, whatever it is, I'm like, oh my god, no, he's gonna get her. And then we had the very scary moment at the end where he approaches Tassel from the shadows, kind of emerges out of the shadows with a very scary look on his face. I gotta say, if I was like a kid watching this, I would be very, very scared of Storius. I'm already a little scared of Storius, but definitely would be even more so if I was a kid. So we got some interesting background on Wonderworld. I think a lot of it we already knew, but we hadn't like seen it. We didn't know the details. We knew that at one time like everyone was kind of good and they were all founders of Wonderworld, but actually seeing kind of the rise and fall of certain characters was interesting. And it was nice to see them back again. Because we've lost a few of the Megiddos or Megids or whatever you want to call them along the way. Storius is like the only one now. So, yeah, it was a nice way to kind of flesh everything out. Makes sense that Sophia would be. It makes sense that Luna looked like Sophia at one time, since we know now that Sophia is like a recreation of Luna, or a replication. I don't know exactly how to put it. But they explained that a little while back. We know that Desast was like, nah, to Storius, and went to go have like a bro fight with Ren, which you would think like, oh no, they're fighting, but it's like it's how we bond on this show. It's how we bond. It's how we get to know more about each other, and it's a good thing to like have a little bro throwdown on the show. Is the only way I can think to put it. So that's where we're at, guys. I'm assuming we have a handful of episodes left after this. This is 42. If I had to guess, just based on the timing, I'd say they're probably only going up to like 45, but I don't know when Revis is starting. If it starts like late August, it's possible maybe they're going to do like 48 episodes. I'm not sure. So, you guys, there's only one way to find out what's going to happen in the final episodes of this series, and that is to jump right into the brand new episode of Kamen Rider Saber. Let's go. Alright, you guys. I really wish I hadn't said that before the reaction started about now's the time if they're going to start picking people off. And Yuri's like, I'm going to join you soon. I'm like, heck no, you're not, Yuri. Don't you even start to talk like that. Although, like, something is going to give, because we know there can only be so much. Just like we know if Touma follows through with his purpose and he becomes part of Wonderworld, he can't exist in both. There is a degree of like, we're not all going to come out of this intact. And it's either going to be Touma or it's going to be, well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be like someone like Yuri, but I just feel like, and seeing Luna walk off after saying, like, I'm glad Touma has a friend like you, I feel like she's like, Touma has his life here. Touma has his friends here. This is Touma's world. I am but one small part of Touma's world, although she has no idea how much she truly means to him. And I feel like I could be reading it wrong, but I feel like she is making her decision to be like, okay, I need to remove myself from the situation here. Tassel. Rest in peace, Tassel. I do wonder if he'll come back in some form, though, because we did see his essence kind of disintegrate into those bubbles of energy. And I wonder if maybe he will be able to, maybe not come back as a person, but perhaps that energy will be used in the story later on. I think it would be really beautiful if somehow, even if it's not Tassel, if his remaining essence came back to, like, power a new form or a new weapon or something, like, later on. I don't know. That's just kind of reaching, but I think that would be a nice way to kind of bring it full circle instead of it being like Tassel just got murdered. All right, guys. Well, we are officially in the end game. I should have known when we had the fun little Daishinji and Sophia moments that we were in for some. They usually do that when they're like, we're about to shatter their hearts. Let's go ahead and put in something kind of fun and silly. So Desast, I actually kind of feel bad for because it's not often that we get to see, like, the Megids or Megiddos or whatever you call them that have been created stick around for a very long time. And I feel like even though he was created for the purpose of being like a villain in Storius's story, he is still a living creature, and he has developed emotions, and he has developed, you know, he has learned, he has experienced, excuse me, that's my tummy, in a way that he does have a personality and feelings and motivations, you know. And I think I hope Ren is starting to understand that after seeing that little exchange between Desast and Touma. I feel bad that Desast is dying, but I wonder if maybe this is what Ren will fight for. He'll fight for the memory of a friend who truly cared about Ren finding himself to the point where he would go and confront Touma about it. Perhaps. We'll see. We'll see. So I'm pretty sure the Sophia at the end was Storius's Sophia. Although we have started to see our Sophia, like, everything's coming to a head, guys. If you're attached to Wonderworld, you're in trouble at the end of the series, is, like, all I can put together. Because, like, Yuri says, he's like, I'm coming to join you, Tess. And I'm like, stop. Don't even say it. But I feel like that's where we're going. And Storius specifically planned. So that's kind of scary when you consider that Storius has planned for Saber, for Touma to be the hero in his story, as opposed to, like, actually standing in his way. It's like, feels like, oh, everything's playing out the way it's supposed to. I guess we will see what happens, guys. I guess we will see what happens. Tassel, I hope you are just resting comfortably. And I again, like, I'm saying, you guys know, like, I hit denial mode really fast on, like, any and all deaths. If you watch some of my other reactions, you know that, like, the denial is real with me. But I still am holding out hope that, like, Tassel will come back in some form at the, like, by the end of the series, you know. But God, that was brutal just watching him, like, I'll tell you what, guys, they were not afraid to go to some places in this series. They seriously were not. So, all right, guys, what an episode. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen next. I know it's going to be heartbreaking but epic at the same time. So, as always, thank you so much for joining me today. Please be sure to join me next time. We will watch it, get through it, all of the above together. Bye for now, guys.